At what point does a needle become a steak?
When it's made of wood.
5 to 10 minutes on the grill.
Is that if you want your needles rare, or is that well done needles?
That's a well done needle. If it's been on the grill for 10 minutes, then that's a well done needle. Because you don't want a blue needle.
Are you sure? Some people like eating a blue needle, you know. I like it still mooing. Just somebody walking up into a field and biting a chunk out of a cow's ass.
We've all had a weekend in fucking Bristol.
What, Bristol?
Bristol, home of the cow.
Bristol, known for its dairy and agriculture. It was just the first city that came to mind.
Wham, bam, 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 bam.
Oh, God.
You missed a thing there, John. Oh, boy.
I thought you were just laughing at my noises. Fair enough.
No. Turns out, cows are a lie.
This reminds me of that sketch from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy where he asks Billy if he wants to go fishing. Doesn't that hurt the fish's feelings? Nah, fish don't have feelings. They're made of foam latex.
Can anyone prove them otherwise?
I mean, have you ever seen a real fisherman?
Have you ever seen a real fish?
I don't count.
Welcome to Fact versus Fiction. Well, we only have real fish here.
The only podcast with real fish delivered straight to your door.
Was it just me that Matt's just stretched out for me then, so I just heard him go, and just that was it for like a solid 5 seconds.
No, he sounded fine on my end.
Really, like, it was Joker but wrong.
Well, I'm getting into the Halloween spirit, aren't I? All designed to freak out the listeners.
We are
a spooky laugh is the great way.
This is technically our Halloween special.
Indeed, recorded on Halloween, and no one can say otherwise.
Definitely not mid to late September.
Shut up! You're ruining the magic!
Kill him! He knows too much!
The illusion must be maintained!
Everyone knows these are recorded like 5 to 6 weeks in advance.
What? No.
Incorrect. No one has ever said that on podcast or off.
Well, I'm recording it live, I don't know about you.
This is going out live on Halloween night.
Coming at you live!
Well, I'll have you know that I'm 5 to 6 weeks behind the rest of y'all, so...
Time is a funny thing.
Time is a concept of human perception.
Discuss.
What's
Reference, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, episode 2.
Oh, God.
Anyway, my name is Corby, and, I think I've said my do about us having real fish. Speaking of real fish, hello, Matthew.
I'm a real big fish. Help me. I'm stuck in a bath.
What, the band?
You're the Scar Band.
The band and the bath.
Did you sell out,
Put him in
Matthew?
I did. I was too much. The pressure. I need the money, Tom.
We put
So
him
I
in a
let them
bath.
reel me in.
We put him in a bath like the mermaid from Splash.
Not gonna lie, I only know of Real Big Fish because of Tony Hawk, the skating games.
Would you say that they got their big break from Tony Hawk?
Possibly, I don't know.
I feel like most Scar bands did.
Did they ever get a big break?
Fuck knows.
Yeah, Real Big Fish are pretty big in their circle.
In the Scar circle.
they're
It's just
all
the
right.
Scar circle's not very
They're
big,
about
John.
the same level as Less Than Jake, is that fair to say?
Who the hell's that?
Exactly.
Well, they're not more than Jake, and they're not equal to Jake. If that clears things up.
How dare you assume that they are on par with... I almost called him Drake. I should introduce the other two people, shouldn't I? Hi, John.
Hello.
It's the most normal intro we've ever fucking had. Holy shit.
Well, it's Halloween. We've got to subvert expectations.
That is true. And finally, we have other Tom.
Trick or treat.
Trick?
Haha, you've fallen for my trap.
You've just been
no.
Constantly tricked until the end of time. You'll think you're going through a doorway, but it's really just a painted doorway on a wall.
Oh, not the Acme special.
Oh no, I've been wildly coyoted. I've actually seen images of someone who's done that in real life. It's hilarious.
Well, it's like they do the 3D paintings on like the floor, and people try to pick stuff up. From
Oh no, this was like someone literally painted on like a fake tunnel into a wall off a road, and someone literally drove into it.
No, I have seen that.
Yeah, it's great.
What
I'm sure
Life imitates art.
Oh,
But
exactly.
does art imitate life?
We don't talk about what art does.
It makes me feel, and that makes me feel sad.
What? Even
that's
Van
art.
Gogh's sunflowers?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because at some
look at that,
point
it's like-
you look at that and you think, man, Van Gogh just went through some shit, didn't he?
He did.
He did.
Hmm. So does anyone have a hypothetical?
Yes. Alright. Which movie monster would you least like to have to face? What? Like, which one would you least like to have to run away from?
I'm gonna
Oh,
say,
God.
are we
Okay.
1v1ing them now?
in a ring fight, which
Is
one
this
do you not
UFC?
want to fist fight?
Pretty much all of them.
Who would you challenge to an MMA fight?
The only one scrawny enough I could take on was Freddy Krueger, and he's got fucking teleporting magic powers.
Yeah. Also, he's just he's got anger
Other,
strength. He's
other
fine,
than
he's
that,
fine.
he's just a guy that got burned in a furnace.
Yeah, but he's got a claw hammer.
But that
There is
gave him
that.
his greatest strength, Tom.
Teleportation.
And
Holy shit, I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
Let me get in my
Lifetime
furnace.
supply of aloe vera.
Let me.
To be fair, Corby, I reckon we could actually make you as a good Freddy Krueger for Halloween.
I thought you were going to say, I reckon we could put you in the furnace, yes.
Oh, I know I could put you in the furnace. I know I could put you in the furnace.
Camera pulls back to reveal an industrial furnace in John's room.
In the shape of a pumpkin.
If honestly, at this point, it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, that's all that is.
I thought it was
wondering,
warm today.
I've been using it as a wardrobe. It dries my clothes for me.
Well, I think I would pick the Xenomorph because fuck
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
not having my face invaded. And you know,
What about
I'm
your
not
spa-
having being
what
hugged in the
about your
face. I'm
space
not having it
invaded?
burst out my chest. I'm not dealing with acid blood. I'm not dealing with super fast alien crap.
The porn parody of Space Invaders, Face Invaders. That's great.
No!
Oh no.
Oh, so yeah,
Oh, dear.
aliens for me. Alien is a big no-no. Oh, the Predator would be pretty bad as well. I like my spine where it is.
I'm going to say, at this point,
but he-
Alien
Yeah,
Predator.
Most people do.
But Predator wouldn't see you as a threat, though, Matt. So you'd be fine.
I mean, thank you.
That's okay.
I think I'll take that as a compliment.
I like to think that the Predator breaks into my room and sees all the weapons. I'm just like, look, I can explain. I'm not a fighter. No.
You just materialize out the wall in your armor with your mace. Oh god.
I
Just
dislike
holding it
that.
doesn't attack you unless you've got a weapon. It breaks into my house. It's just like they're everywhere. I'm fucked.
Oh,
Side note, I've just tried to Google like other horror movie monsters to not be chased by, and I don't like the fact that one of them is a monster house.
oh god.
The whole
I thought-
house is chasing you.
I thought you were going to say Wallace the...
Wallace and Gromit.
No, Wallace and Gromit the Curse the Were-Rabbit. That's definitely a horror film, right? Right?
Yeah, totally.
Well, according to this, The Nightmare Before Christmas is, so
I mean, Oogie Boogie's not exactly nice.
he's not kid. Neither.
He's also very flammable, though.
I mean, you have a giant industrial furnace.
I was just about to point out he is literally just a sack of bugs, and then I realised, wait, that's also a Lovecraft demon.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just bugs. The Lovecraft demon, bugs.
Bunny? What?
You've heard of Cthulhu, now get ready for some bugs.
It's like a shit Cards Against Humanity play.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Oh, what about
I
you,
think-
Other Tom?
Obviously, I don't want to be chased by something that is very fast. So the monster from a movie that I don't want to be chasing me is any of the monster trucks from Herbie 2, where Herbie is against his will entered into a monster truck rally, and the monster trucks are the villains.
I thought you were going to say Monster Truck from Monster Truck.
Starring
a
Monster Truck.
I'm pretty sure the monster trucks in Herbie aren't sentient. They're just trucks driven by guys. So a truck driven by a regular man is the monster that I don't want to be chased by.
Do you have an innate fear of monster trucks, Don?
I mean,
has something happened in the past that you haven't told me about?
I mean, my innate fear is probably going to be my choice, but I'm going to say innate fear of clowns becomes present the moment Pennywise starts chasing y'all.
Oh, God, yeah.
And yes, that may or may not be Tim Curry, because that implies something completely different.
Well, Tim Curry would be bad enough.
I mean, yeah, I've seen Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Regularly being chased by Tim Curry.
From Rocky Horror Picture Show, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, John?
The worst Tim Curry to be chased by is Tim Curry from Home Alone 2. I think we can all agree on that.
Wait, which one is he in Home Alone 2?
He's the hotel manager.
Oh, God, yeah. I literally slideshowed everybody in all those characters in my head till I got to Tim Curry.
Oh God! Yeah, I heard that. I heard the click, 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 click. No, anyway.
Like one of those like old things where you have to click through the picture reels.
That Tim Curry was also in Command and Conquer: Red Alert, wasn't he?
Yeah. Cool.
Was he?
Anyway.
Which one was he? Was he the Russian one?
The Russian.
Of course, he was the Russian.
Angry.
Into deep space.
Alaskan accent like this.
Was that?
I'm Tim Curry. I'm going to space. And
Yeah, that I'm gonna say was it him that says the deep spice thing? Into deep space.
Nice. Bye. All right, Bowie, calm down.
Anyway, I was thinking about this, and to be honest, the Xenomorph's pretty damn bad. I was thinking the thing from It Follows isn't great, but you just have to keep banging to keep ahead of it. That's not the worst thing in the world, but it's pretty bad. I was thinking The Thing's pretty fucked. That's pretty no fun. Yeah. That's a pretty
the Japanese
the
film.
Dog's eating the face.
Which one's the Japanese film with The Grudge in it?
The Grudge.
The Grudge.
I thought I was thinking of Ring or something.
The Grudge is
then you've got Ring,
maybe.
and you've got The Grudge.
American title, yeah.
Slightly different.
Yeah, like they got one got picked from the other.
Is the Japanese.
Yeah, that one's the good one. Not to be like my pretentiousness shining through, but the Japanese, yeah, that shit's terrifying.
Please stop with that noise.
That's The Grudge.
Also,
The Grudge is the one that covers
not to
your
be confused
hair.
with The Grinch.
Grudge is a pissed off dolphin, essentially.
Also, I've just
Stop, Harry Dolphin.
Oh God! It's the ghost of dolphins coming after the Japanese. No wonder they're terrified.
I'm not gonna lie. Like when I said I googled this list, I'm like looking at like more horror monsters, and I'm just looking at this list, and I'm like, what the fuck is the Babadook?
Oh, the Babadook's a shit film.
The Babadook is the god of death that comes down to Light Yagami in Death Note.
That is also true.
It's like haunts bad mums or bad parents and then kills them, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's alright, none of us have kids.
It's like a creepy children's storybook character that then comes to life and haunts an Australian mum.
It's a very specific target demographic.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh God, what the fuck is this thing?
God,
I'm looking at like a horrific thing from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna put that into Discord so all of you can be disturbed.
Can I change my answer to the future Predator from Primeval? Because that'd be fucking terrifying as well.
Is that will just kill you though? It's not gonna lay eggs in your chest.
That's true, but it would still be terrifying.
Also, you can kill it with a shotgun, I'm pretty sure.
I've just dropped what deeply disturbed me in the chat.
Oh God, I hate it. No, this is worse than Backer Shark.
It's like Psycho from the what's her name? Seiko or whatever from The Ring just ate too much.
Samara.
No, I was thinking of the fucking Japanese one. But yes, she just ate way too much.
I'm gonna remain full screen, so I don't have to see that.
Samara after going ham at the buffet.
That's all she ate, apparently.
So much ham. I guess we should get on topic.
Yeah.
In case anybody couldn't tell, this is the spooky Halloween special.
Yeah, spooky.
Spooky.
We've also sort of like not told each other what we've got specifically.
No.
God, no, we haven't.
So fingers crossed there are no repeats.
It'll be a spooky surprise for everyone.
I know, like I know 100% that no one's picked what I've picked, but it has been done.
I'm fairly sure no one's picked what I've picked.
No one's definitely got mine. It's fine.
I mean, I asked if anyone had done urban legends, and you all said no or nothing. So
This is less a legend, more distinct and harsh reality. Anyway.
fantastic.
Anyway, we all agreed that I was starting. So, before I go in, the one thing Matt sus from mine, he just openly, because it's just my thing, he opened me if this was Japanese, and I said, sort of. This is, no, not quite.
International waters?
This is...
Near Japan?
No. This is a Japanese company who made a game roughly based on works by H.P. Lovecraft, so this is very, you know, Cthulhu-inspired.
We're deep diving into Bloodborne, aren't we?
We are deep diving into Bloodborne.
I was going to say...
Get your folding Get your folding weapons out, boys. We're going to Yharnam!
I need to get a hat. Hang on.
That's Bloodborne, where
Get
the
your
blood
top
is
hats
born.
and folding swords out. We're going to Yharnam.
Get ready to milady the villains to death.
Do we have any non-folding swords? What can we use here?
I mean, I mix up hammer.
I mean, I've got a folding one, I think.
That'd be fine.
I've got a very tiny sword up on the bookshelf
It's okay,
behind me.
Tom. Size doesn't matter.
Provided it can slot into something else that forms a bigger weapon, you're fine.
It slots into a statue of a dragon.
That will...
You're not supposed to.
You know what, Tom?
Like
That'll work as Kirkhammer. We'll be fine.
The Cluedo weapon they don't tell you about.
What, Kirkhammer? My personal favourite. Anyway. So, some people at home, if they've played Bloodborne, they may or may not understand this a bit better because there are some things which... like, looking into Bloodborne, obviously, there is a lot. And, like, not a lot... And a lot of that is also just like, oh, here's a cool side detail that's not actually based on, air quotes, the main plot. Because I believe...
Like, Soulsborne games in general are just clogged full of information.
Yes. So, after doing some hardcore reading of the wiki and a lot of listening to a YouTuber by the name of, is it Vati Vidya?
I know the guy, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He does a lot of
Deep dive lore
FromSoft
stuff.
deep dive lore stuff. Also, he's got a voice that's to die for.
Like melted butter.
I have thrown together my own form of notes to explain to you all, so...
Please do, because I've never played Bloodborne.
Yeah, please
Okay.
blood us some born.
Cover me in blood and birth me.
Please don't, because that actually happens at some point, I'm pretty sure.
Fantastic.
The best place to start with the story of Bloodborne is at the College of Bergenworth.
That is a great name.
What, Bergenworth?
Welcome to Bergenworth!
Does have a very Germanic ring to it.
Oh, I love. I
That
mean, like,
you.
as I said, we're going to Yharnam, boys. Just wait till we start getting to everyone's names. It's majestic.
Oh, I'm gonna rub my
Everyone has
hands
a
in
great name
preparation.
apart from two people who I will point out to you.
Excellent. I will
Vicious
mock
Bob.
them. Vicious Bob.
No, you'll probably pick them out when I point them out. But our story starts at the College of Bergenworth, where some scholars have discovered that deep below in the tombs of Yharnam, they discovered what appears to be an ancient civilization that used to live there, obviously forever ago, because they're an ancient civilization.
Insert date here.
They're like, you'll soon learn nothing's fucking date stamped.
No.
We've got
They were-
vague descriptions at best.
Of
This
the
is at
date.
least is at least a week old, if not
I
earlier.
reckon 1985.
Whoa.
Anyway, in these ancient tombs of the old civilization, there were two races, I guess is the best way to describe it. There were the Tumerians. I think I'm pronouncing that right, because the spelling is Pthumerians.
Temerians, yeah.
Tumerians.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sure.
Who were, for lack of a better term, very similar to humans. And they also lived down there with a race known as the Great Ones.
Ah.
Oh, they were great.
They made excellent pizza, you know?
Fi-
Mwah.
The greatest.
I'll give you one guess as to which of these two were based on the Lovecraft gods.
definitely the Temerians.
I reckon, yeah, the Temerians.
Obviously. The parallels are blinding.
There were a lot of humans in Lovecraft stories, so it's
obviously them.
That is true.
I mean, that was
Doesn't help in the DLC. They also have a village of fish people somewhere.
Of course. How could you not?
Parodying,
Anything
obviously,
else is
into
heresy.
I'm going to assume, sarcasm aside, it's the Great Ones are based on.
Anyway, we don't really know what happened to this ancient civilization, but we do know that the Great Ones ascended.
They took the lift up.
The Great Ones ascended, and we only know this because there's stuff in like the lore that indicates there were some Great Ones, such as Abritus, who I will mention at a later date, who were left behind, as they call it.
Oh no. Like E.T.
Or Noah's Ark when the dinosaurs
That's what
like Nicolas Cage in that Rapture movie.
Oh shit!
Like Abritus and Nicolas Cage, yes.
Yeah. E.T. as well.
I was way too like, yeah, you're right.
Can I get... Hold on. Can I just
Yeah,
find...
why is my the...
I'm just gonna find you a picture of Abritus just before we go on.
Oh god, that picture's still there.
Yep. I mean,
I hate it.
It's not gonna get much better. Hold on.
I mean, anything's better than that.
Copy image.
Wow.
No way, Hamsamara. Nobody likes you.
Hamsamara.
Hamara.
Amara.
That's Abritus, just for the record, so you know what
he's
we're dealing
adorable.
with. I don't know
Just a
why the
bit
hunter's
like,
wielding a yo-yo.
I mean, the most dangerous weapon is the yo-yo, Tom.
The
If I
weapon's
used-
so nice they named it twice.
Exactly.
To be fair, if Earthbound's taught me anything, it is.
I can see why they left him behind.
He looks so lovable. He
He
could
looks
hug
like-
you.
Yeah,
he looks like
with his
he's out
many
of the Cambrian
tentacles.
period.
Anyway, yeah, so some scholars, they found, like, the remains of this ancient civilization. All you need to know
Yeah.
about these people is the Temerians died out, basically. And the Great Ones ascended to what is known as the Nightmare Realm.
Sounds
Oh.
lovely.
I think if I'm understanding it right, the way it works is their consciousness ascended to the Nightmare Realm, and the Temerians were left to look after their bodies.
Oh, like the old race of yeah, that's a whole bloody Cthulhu thing. Yeah.
Have they literally just lifted and pasted?
Copy-pasted them into the Nightmare.
Copy-pasted.
Control-C? Control-V.
Now that you've said that, part of this story later on makes a lot more sense.
There we go.
What's this guy's name on the picture we're looking at again?
That's Abritus, the old one that was
Abritus.
the great one that was left behind.
He's going to lose that fight, and I can tell you, look at that picture, he's going to lose that fight because he's fighting Pyramid Head for some reason.
Shit, yeah. I think that's just the way the cap is fashioned, like with the triangle thing, but...
Nope.
Also, Pyramid Head didn't wield a yo-yo and a
Head.
gun.
I've only just twigged that
imagine
that's
if
a guy.
Pyramid
I
Head-
thought that was just part of Abritus.
Yeah, that's a guy holding a yo-yo and a gun, Tom.
Can you imagine if Pyramid Head came at you with a yo-yo?
Oh, to be honest,
I'd like to change my answer to the hypothetical question.
To be honest, I wouldn't know what to do, and then he'd walk the dog like between my legs, and then he'd just take my legs out from under me, and I'd be done. That's it. That's
Too
it.
busy looking at his yo-yo tricks to realise he's
Yeah,
cleaved
that's
you in
the thing.
half.
Yeah, the thing is, you'll look at him do like a cradlement thing, and then suddenly the yo-yo's around your neck and you're being garroted, and you don't know how this ended up this way, but you know you screwed up. And you think, and if a triangle could look smug, Pyramid Head would.
Damn smug triangles.
I reckon they can.
Anyways, where were we? So yes, the scholars at Bergenworth.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christ, that's a detour.
The head scholar, a man by the name of Master Willem,
That's a pretty good name.
Defoe?
Was it Willem
Master
Dafoe?
Willem Dafoe.
Is it Master Willem Dafoe?
well, he
He
did
is
some
now.
pretty crazy shit later, which I will talk about. So
Does he talk to himself like poor CGI Gollum at any point?
I don't think he does, but he does some fucked up shit.
I realised it just made me sound like I said Gollum CGI was bad. I meant a bad version of it.
No.
The scholars led by Master Willem discovered the remains of the Great Ones, the Temerians, in the tombs below Yharnam. They also discovered something down there known as Old Blood, which, for what I'm understanding, is basically just Blood of the Great Ones.
Tasty, really good with
Delicacy
the
for
margarita.
vampires.
Oh,
Now,
Bloody Marys in the morning.
you say that.
Good.
See, Old Blood has a very interesting property in that it can cure pretty much anything.
Ooh.
Oh.
What about ingrown toenails?
Yeah?
They're pretty. Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's good. Yeah.
Can it cure a failing marriage?
A failing marriage.
Probably. They describe the Old Blood as intoxicating, so possibly.
Oh, right. To be fair, if you're distracting from yourself, you can be like, yeah, that's great.
Oh, they don't extract it from themselves, they extract it from...
No, distract
Oh,
yourself
distract
from-
it.
Yeah,
They extract
yeah,
it
yeah.
from a Bretus from memory. But,
Ah.
yeah, that's why I feel even worse for a Bretus. You got left behind and you get fucking milked.
Oh God. Well, just gotta go and milk a Bretus for some
yeah.
more blood. Running low.
But yeah, they discovered this
That's
Old
the-
Blood and they discovered its healing properties. This led to basically a divide in the college, which was headed up between two people. The man that basically ran the college, Master Willem, who believed that probably shouldn't fuck with this. It's not good shit.
This ain't kosher.
This is old god blood. Why are you drinking this?
I'm
Don't
with
put
the
it in a
other guys.
shake. God damn it.
Let them drink the blood.
And one of his, I want to call him a disciple, but that's the wrong word to use. Like one of his understudies. One of his understudies by the name of Lawrence.
Of
Who
Arabia.
Lawrence thought that the Old Blood was the key to ascending alongside the Great Ones.
All right.
Master Willem believed that, yeah, we can ascend, but we can do that via different means.
I mean, presumably the other old ones had blood, and
Why
therefore
are
it wouldn't
you?
make them ascend.
Why are you trying to get to the nightmare realm if you're a person?
Reasons.
It's
Gotta
like,
explore.
I'm gonna say, it's like trying to ascend. People view it as ascending to godhood.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
And people have wanted to be gods for fucking years.
Well, I think it's the human thing. Also,
I still
of,
do.
Like, I think I think it's the human thing of like if you think you can do something, might as well give it a go and see what
Yeah.
happens. 'Cause
Yeah,
that is,
to be fair.
So-
literally-
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
that's the
Well,
divide.
Sounds
John,
like-
are you basically saying that humans have a fuck it mentality?
yes,
We do. Let's be
I mean,
real.
they do.
Literally with everything and everyone. Yes, they do.
Yeah. In both senses of that phrase.
Yes.
And to be fair, the Nightmare Realm does sound like a club I would like to go to.
Oh yeah, I'd
reckon
get
it'd
that.
I'd like to ascend to the Nightmare Club. But yeah, so there's basically this falling out of between Master Willem and Lawrence, who, as I said, Willem believes that yes, we can ascend to the Nightmare Realm along with ascending to godhood. Basically, they don't know it's the Nightmare Realm. Someone else does later on, but that's because they get there and it's they fucked up. But yeah,
Was that
Master
the bloke
Willem.
with the cage on his head?
Yes, we get to him in a bit. Michaelash or Mikalash. I don't know which. But yeah,
Nice.
Willem believes that they can ascend with the knowledge of the gods. By using the knowledge of the Old Ones, which is something in Bloodborne known as insight. It's a thing you
right.
actually collect as you
Right, okay.
use certain
Yeah,
items, and you
it's
can
stat.
yeah. And
You can't actually fight the first boss until you get insight, right?
yeah, I believe so. I don't.
Yeah.
It's like insight lets you. Insight is basically knowledge of the old gods. Like when we play
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu, it's like Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yes. Yeah.
yes.
I'm fully aware.
Think of if it helps understand insight like that, that's more what it is. And the more insight you have, the more fucked up shit you see.
Ah, nice.
And then obviously Lawrence believes that we can use the old god blood to obviously become like them. This,
Plus, it tastes phenomenal.
I
Like
mean,
a-
as I said,
like
intoxicating.
A really good steak.
there's a great quote when during a cutscene between Master Willem and Lawrence that you see where Lawrence accuses Master Willem of fearing the old blood, to which Master Willem retorts with, "We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, and undone by the blood." And I'm like, I love that. It's just a great quote. It's just a great line.
Does he then like pour blood on Lawrence and he dissolves?
No,
You can be undone by the blood. Shh.
Well, you see, what they've not I don't know if they've realized this at this point, but the blood does have some pretty bad side effects. It turns men into beasts.
Ooh.
Well, what drink doesn't?
Scathing review of alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, no, not just alcohol.
turns men-
Every drink ever.
Holy shit! What if Bloodborne's just an analogy for drinking?
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah,
You only see the monsters when you get enough insight, i.e. you're wasted enough.
yeah.
I was meaning to imply alcoholic drinks, but to be fair, once kids have got a few fruit
Cripplingly
juice down
addicted to
them-
caffeine. But yeah, it basically like turns you into like werewolves. Basically, if it helps to think of it like
Yeah.
that.
Ah,
Which
Okay,
is
I'm into it.
Oh, like Father Gascoigne.
yeah, Dog Boy Gascoigne.
Dog Boy Gascoigne.
It becomes a problem later down the line, but for now, this divide between Master Willem and Lawrence, and because Lawrence is also fairly respected, he was like top student or something. Lawrence leaves with a bunch of other students who believe that Lawrence is right, and they go out into Yharnam, and they found what is known as the Healing Church.
Just a Willem just screams, "You're never gonna graduate!"
I got your diploma right here.
To be fair, Lawrence does up and walk, and Master Willem just sits back at Bergenworth and tries to work out what the fuck he's gonna do to ascend to godhood.
That's fair.
We do clock in with him later because he does do something.
From him.
But yeah, but for now we leave and follow Lawrence in his healing
More
church.
from that charlatan later.
Yeah. Look, no one's good in this story. Apart from one. There is one good man in this story. And I feel so
It's
bad
not
for him.
you.
Yeah. But yes, as I say, Lawrence leaves and founds his healing church in Yharnam. And basically it's built on the beliefs that all they do basically is they take the old blood and start using it to cure people. People like start putting their faith in the old blood.
I thought you said face for a second.
I mean,
Yep,
to be-
just
I
come
don't
over
know.
here.
I don't know how it works. They might
give it a nice
waterboard you in the
wash.
blood.
Wakes you up
let's
in the
just-
morning.
We got to drown him before we heal him.
Yeah.
Just turn it upside down, do a keg stand with the blood. Chug, 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 chug. Oh, it's Harry.
Now,
Wet your toothbrush with the old blood.
now,
He's
obviously,
pissing old blood.
because they turn up and set up this church where they just start going out and healing people, no matter like what they've got. Suddenly become a very powerful player in Yharnam. Granted, I don't know how many others there were, but with the power of the old blood, the church quickly became basically what Yharnam was built around. People came from fucking far and wide to be healed by the old blood.
Well, it's a faith healer that actually kind of works. So
Yeah.
yeah, of course. people
Yeah.
And
turn
they
up.
were just giving it away.
Oh,
Yeah.
they weren't even asking money for it.
No, it was just
Or
like,
whatever the
put
equivalent
faith
is.
in your old blood.
Well, yeah, but I mean, technically they'll be gaining power from this anyway. Just
Yeah,
because
they
enough people
were
support
using
them. You know?
it was like partly like a good deed, also like a power play to get more power in Yharnam.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd assume they
Well,
get
if you've been
donations
healed by
and
the
shit.
old blood, you're
Yeah.
going to go and tell people about
Well,
it.
it's
so it
also
spreads.
if you get enough acolytes, you can just go tell them to
Word of
do
mouth.
stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're big enough, people are like, oh, I better do what they want, because otherwise, if we don't go along with them, something's going to happen probably.
I mean, you know all about this, John. How's it coming along?
How's the
How's
church?
your cult coming along? Your church. Sorry.
Oh,
Shouldn't
fine, yeah. The ritual went wrong. I've got hairy legs.
The Church of Panjandrum.
The Church of Panjandrum. Yeah, I can see a real glow coming from John's legs.
And
It's the
thighs.
Catherine wheels.
No, well, you see, my first acolyte, we kind of strapped him to a wheel. He's somewhere out south of Dover now. So we're not sure.
Really bad idea to attach him to a Panjandrum yo-yo.
He asked for it, but I mean, literally.
It was his dying wish. I mean, he was alive, but
Well, no,
who
he
knows
was alive,
now?
but it might be his die. I don't know. I've lost contact. It shook the tracker. Anyway.
Now, before I go like any further on, I just thought I'd explain a bit more about the church. The
Sure,
church
yeah.
was split into, well, not split. Basically, within the healing church, there were 3 groups.
Yeah.
There was the choir, whose job was basically to. They were
Sing?
like the highest of high ups, like under Lawrence, that basically carried on doing the research from Bergenworth and tried to commune with the old gods.
I fucking love that name, Bergenworth. It's so good.
Of which they actually did. They went back into the tombs and they found something called the Great Ease Chalice. That is Ease spelled ISZ. They dug that out from the tombs and it basically let them commune with Abritus, the one who was left behind. As I said, I don't know if they milked him for a blood or whatever, but
stop fucking drinking me.
Also, yes, Abritus is a she.
Oh God!
Stop fucking milking me. I'm still using the same tone of voice.
But yeah, they were basically in charge of like doing research and with the old blood and stuff, and trying to commune with the great old ones. Yeah, that's basically all that you need to know about them for the time being. There was the School of Mensis. Oh boy, this group of fuck-ups. So the School of Mensis, headed by a one Mikolash, or Mikolash, whichever you prefer.
Mikolash sounds more.
Micolash.
Mikolash. Yeah.
Mikolash.
I only hate him because the boss fight in games are fucking pain in the arse.
Yeah.
You don't actually fight him; he just runs away from you all.
This is Mike Ethan's Bloodborne Sona.
Mikolash, head of the School of Mensis.
Mikey L.
So basically, like while the choir were trying to like commune with the old gods, the School of Mensis were in charge of just doing the teachings of the choir, not the choir.
Right.
So they were basically teaching
the church.
Yeah, and they were doing their own research on the side, which kind of towards later down the line, the School of Mensis sort of broke away and just started doing their own thing. Because Mikolash just wanted to commune with the old ones. And they just came into conflict with the choir a lot. It was just... They were just a bunch of bastards. I don't like them. But I will talk more about what they did later. All you know is that they based them in an area just... I want to say below, but I don't quite know how this works. It was below Yharnam in a small, unseen village called Yarhagul.
Yarhagul.
Yeah.
Aglo.
His literal name is Yarhagul, the unseen village in game. So they kind of like brushed this one away. Like the choir was obviously somewhat well known about, whereas the School of Mensis and the third branch, which I'll get to in a minute, were kind of secretive.
Well, the choir, you can hear him coming.
That is true. Sat there preaching, doing whatever the fuck this is.
Oh, YMCA, hell yes.
It is literally like that. There's a gesture in game which is commune, and it's basically doing the YMCA. You put your hands up in like a 3 o'clock position, and then like after a minute you change to 9 o'clock.
You know what? This is appropriate for the entrance to the Nightmare Realm.
You're just waving your arms back and forth at that point.
Anyway, the third division of the church was set up because at this point they'd started to understand that blood was kind of turning people into beasts.
I thought you were going to say it was kind of turning people on.
It was kind of turning people into beasts, but they didn't want the general public to know this because obviously if they knew this, shit hits the fan and they lose all of their power and respect.
Yeah. Drink your blood, it's fine. You won't turn into a wolf. What? Nothing.
So they set up the Hunter's Workshop. Headed by German, the first hunter.
Good name.
German's a good boy.
German.
German does sound a little bit like a primary school student failing at maps of Europe.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like
German.
Germany or German.
Yeah. German was in charge of the Hunter's Workshop. So basically, they went out at night and just murdered the beasts.
As you do.
Yeah, and they were like...
Pest control.
And obviously, because they really didn't want people to know, oh, our blood turns you into a beast, This was like the most secretive part of what was going on in the healing church.
And yet they used guns.
Yeah,
Gurman
Gurman I think it says the Gurman was the first one who foregoed like conventional armor and went with more like light armor and a gun and a sword just to prioritize agility during the hunting. As opposed to fucking tanking up like you do in Dark Souls. I now know the majesty that is fat rolling in Dark Souls, but that's a different subject.
Yeah, but still, give me a shield, please.
Yeah, exactly. Parry makes no fucking sense, but that's a rant for another day. Anyway, the church operated like this for some length of time. As I've said, no one date stamps fucking anything. Until... a disease started sweeping through Yharnam. A disease known as ashen blood.
Did that turn the blood to ash?
No.
Did it give people ash in their blood?
No.
Did Ash from Pokemon bleed?
No.
He can't.
He will.
I'll make him bleed.
Well, in the fucking bit, give me a...
Just like the fucking teaser trailer for Batman v Superman. Tell me, bleed. But it's just fucking
It's just ash ketchum.
Is there a meaning for the word ashen?
Yes.
Is it ashen?
Very pale with shock, fear, or illness.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like being quite pale. I've used it in some of my descriptions.
So people were starting to come down with this disease known as ashen blood. Now, ashen blood made you more susceptible into becoming a beast.
Oh, yeah.
Is it kind of just people having a bit withdrawal symptoms to have more blood, or does it just make it happen faster?
We don't actually know most of the details on ashen blood. Some theorize it's that, others theorize that it was a disease invented by the church, because ashen blood is no cure, other than old blood.
Sounds like propaganda.
And obviously, old blood also turns you into a beast. So
you have two options. Turn into a beast, or turn into a beast.
Do you want the old blood way or the ashen blood way?
I'll tell you, one of them is way tastier.
But yeah, the ashen blood swept through a lot of Yharnam, and obviously this basically made them... It's turned this like beast minor issue into basically like a scourge. A lot of fucking people turned into beasts. And it got so bad that they had to... They basically like roped off an area of Yharnam, which is like... There's a area in game where it's like you go from what's known as the Cathedral Ward, where all the stuff in the church is based, and then you cross over into where the people lived, which is now known as Old Yharnam. Right. You cross over from the Cathedral Ward to Old Yharnam. They cordoned that off and just burned the whole town down.
Yeah, fair.
We build a wall.
They were just like, okay, we just cordon it off here, and then we burn everything else down. Now, during this process, because the Beast Scourge basically became, like, well known about, they closed down Gurman's workshop. Because they didn't have a need for it anymore, because what they would do in its place, they would open up the, what is known as, the Church Hunters Workshop. You establish the difference between two because the others are the Old Hunters and the new ones are the Church Hunters.
Gotcha.
They all wear different clothes. It's fashion souls up in here. And there were two types of Church Hunters at this point. There were the ones dressed in all black, who were basically the grunt workers, who went out and were tasked with removing any signs of beasts. So basically, if you were turning into a beast, yeah, you offed you. If you'd not even start to show symptoms, sometimes they might off you just because. And there were the ones dressed in white, who... I don't exactly know what they do. They were the more higher-ups, and they were tasked with doing research. I don't know what that means, but all I know is that a lot of them, a lot of the ones depicted in the white clothes, are fucking giants.
There's a lot of, because I've watched you play a few times, there's a lot of places where you just find body racks, for want of a better phrase, with just corpses with hooks in them. Is that the research?
There's a lot of symbolism where there's like, they hang people upside down, I know, for a lot. And there's That was a symbol of like the church hunters because of hanging a man upside down often leads to the blood rushing to his head.
Ah.
Which, you know, just drives you mad a bit faster, in theory.
You're doing a lot of typing there, John.
Oh, yes, no, it's a separate thing.
The only other thing you should probably know is that the church hunters were headed up by a man by the name of Ludwig.
Oh, him,
Ludwig.
yeah.
Ludwig the
van
Holy
Beethoven?
Blade, as some will know him from the DLC. Sadly, Ludwig did not meet a good end. He also succumbed to the beast, basically.
You don't say.
So he turned into Beethoven the dog.
Oh no!
You jest, Tom, but if I find Ludwig as he is in the DLC, it's fucking horrific.
Oh.
I hate also now I put in Ludwig and I get snare drums. Because they also make Ludwig's a brand of snares. I don't need his weakness, I beat the bastard. He's half a horse for fuck's sake.
Fucking hell.
Huh.
Is that...
Which half?
Hold on. The image is being dropped into Discord as we speak. That is Ludwig.
Dun 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 dun. Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
He has problems.
That's a knuckle effect.
I see
He's,
why the answer to which half is horse is a difficult one to...
Yes.
It's kind of just like left.
There's a weird moment in this where, like, the first half of the boss fight, he's, like, crazed on, like, beast blood or whatever, and then, like, halfway through the fight, he, like, finds his greatsword on his back, and there's a touching moment where he remembers who he is.
Oh.
And it's
Then
just
he
like, you've
tries
been
to
by my
burn it
side
off.
the whole time. Because it's just like, until like he doesn't realize it's on his back until like halfway through the fight, where you like hit him and he falls, kind of like falls and sees his sword. At which point the fight just gets even fucking harder. But Ludwig is a great character in this franchise.
Oh, okay.
This is a Cliff Note version of the plot, basically.
Gonna say.
Yeah. While the shit goes on in Yharnam and everything's on fire, we are going to cut back to Bergenworth, where Master Willem has determined something.
He loves his name.
That
And
too.
the Academy's name.
He's also found something down in the tombs of Yharnam. An umbilical cord from a great old one.
Oh, God. Is it not called Cos, is it?
No. Cos is not one. Cos is not the one that, I don't think it's the one he finds.
What about Sin?
No.
Or Tan?
That's a smart joke right there, Tom. No.
That's the smartest joke I ever have or ever will tell.
I mean, there's a fair amount of sin going on here. But, you know, it's a...
So,
There's a fair
Master
amount of
Will-
sin because they're tanning the blood.
you're ready? You're ready to hear something that will hopefully make you wince in
Yes.
disgust?
Okay.
Master Willem believes that this umbilical cord will, and I quote from the umbilical cord's item description, elevate his being and thoughts to those of a great one by lining his brain with eyes.
How did
Right.
you eat the umbilical cord?
How would that give him eye brains? Brain eyes.
Eye brains!
Hi, brains.
Brain eyes!
That is...
I don't, it's kind of like vague on how it all goes.
Why did they have to use the word lining?
It's just disgusting because he believed he came to the conclusion that basically what he needed to like ascend and be on levels with the Great Old One was more eyes.
More eyes. I need more eyes.
So he used the power of the umbilical cord to basically line his brain with eyes.
That's disgusting.
I
Does he
feel
have
like I can't-
multiple eyes in the game?
Or their eyes.
I mean, if you do the bug where you glitch the camera into his head, yes.
There is actual eyes in his head.
God.
Yeah. There's
That's
another
both
NPC
cool and
that is.
terrifying.
There's another NPC that's like that as well. I can't think who it is at the top of my head. It might be Lady
So-
Maria.
So he's got eyes on his brain, but you can't see it.
Yeah.
Unless you bug to his head. Which
Do
the
the camera.
developers then took the time to put eyes on his brain.
Mm.
I mean, kudos to the developers.
And then he kind of just sits in his rocking chair back at Bergenworth, looking over the lake where Rom the vacuous spider lives.
Oh, that's who he is.
Yeah, he's If you remember me looking at, like, the big open lake and trying to fight Rom the Vacuum Spider, Willem was the guy that sat up top, just staring at the lake.
Is that where he got all the eyes from? Rom and his spiders?
Well, they sort of, like, I think they tested it on Rom. I'm not entirely sure.
Poor Rom.
But Rom was also used to, like, hide something else that was going on.
A large space?
No. More like hide the fact the large space had kind of vanished. You see, this is where we cut back to the school of Mensis and Mikolash.
Oh, God.
See, Mikolash had also discovered an umbilical cord.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Look, there are 3 of these, and I need to cover where all 3 of them come from.
They make the Triforce.
You actually do need all 3 to get one of the endings.
Huh.
So, Mikolash has also discovered an umbilical cord, and he and his school of Mensis basically want to use this umbilical cord to commune with the old gods. Of which...
Like tin cans on a string.
Yeah. And to be fair, they actually do.
Oh, nice.
They actually...
Like tin cans on a string?
See, they perform some kind of ritual, which... If you see, like, Mikolash with the cage on his head, there's a room you go into while exploring where you fight Mikolash, and there's just a room full of, like, other people with these cages on their heads. And that was part of a ritual they performed to commune with an old god known as Murgo. I'm not gonna lie, Murgo's a fucking shit name for an old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering we've had Abritus, and we will later have the Moon Presence.
Ooh.
Ooh, hello.
That works.
The Moon Presence. Ooh, cheeky.
Murgo does sound very close to Mongo, which is the name of the giant gingerbread man from Shrek 2.
He is a great one, to be fair.
That is the image I have in my head now.
See, there's a weird thing where Murgo is, like, an offspring of, like, because old ones, as they describe them in-game, they're all, like, individual. I know that sounds like a dumb sentence, but basically what it means is, like, they're all so unique from each other that they can't breed.
Gotcha.
So they can only reproduce by, basically, back in the day they used the Tumerians, and they, like, try to basically plant their children in them, and either the person delivering them would die, most of the time, that was the case, and very rarely some are born. Murgo is one of the ones that was actually born. I can't remember the name of the old one that actually birthed, or that, you know, impregnated the other one.
Vicious Frank, or whatever it was John said earlier.
Vicious Bob.
Vicious
I want to say it was like, I want to say, like, Odeon or something stupid, but...
The cinema?
Yeah, the cinemas. Hold on, if I Google Bloodborne Murgo, I might get some answers. But basically, all you need to know is that they managed to commune with Murgo, and Murgo basically pulled a good chunk of the School of Mensis and all of its students into the Nightmare Realm.
Murgo sounds like a shit Pokemon.
Murgo.
So, as I said, when it pulls, like, your consciousness into...
Is the Nightmare Realm like a dream world?
Yes. I mean, to be fair, it's called, like, it is the Nightmare Realm.
That was a dumb question, Jesus.
Yeah. Eden, that's what it's... Like, Oedon is the name of the Great One. The birth
Eden.
Murgo.
Eodin.
Oedon.
Oedon.
Well, it's adding to Bloodborne Wiki. It just comes up with survivors. That's good.
Yeah. But basically, Mikolash caused this, and it's basically a setup as like, yeah, you need to go find Mikolash, kill him, and steal his umbilical cord, because, like, he's a right bastard. And basically, like, as you scale up the thing, and you basically come to the top where Murgo is thought to be. It's a bit weird. Murgo doesn't have a form. He's just like a voice. So, you
Sounds
know,
Lovecraftian enough.
Like us on this podcast.
Yeah, that's
formless.
We're all Murgo here.
Murgo.
And you have to fight basically what's known as Murgo's wet nurse up there, which is basically like a strange bodiless being that's basically tasked with looking after this infant great one. There's also a weird lady in a wedding dress stood downstairs staring up at the thing, and I believe she's the Tumerian that actually birthed Murgo, but her consciousness was also pulled into the nightmare realm because obviously, you know, she birthed the damn thing. Not a pleasant experience either. That wedding dress was rather bloody.
Hate deadbeat parents.
Shove him off on a wet nurse, it's fine.
Anyway,
she's very wet. It's been raining outside.
Anyway, I mentioned the third umbilical cord.
Yep.
The third umbilical cord, I don't know how, but it fell into the hands of a man that we sort of have brushed away. And to be fair, so did his church. The third umbilical cord fell into the hands of German.
Oh, no! Not German. He's going to go evil.
And German... It's more sad than that. German, as I've said, who was basically, like, discarded by the church after they were like, we're gonna close your workshop down and open up a new one, was basically, like, he was kind of left, like, with no one else. Only him and his creepy porcelain doll that he keeps.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Listen, German, we're not ditching you because of the anything to do with the church. It's just you keep on insisting on the doll. we can't deal with it.
To be fair,
its eyes follow you.
Hold on.
It's not in its eyes, it follows you.
It actually does. So, as I said, the third umbilical cord finds its hands into the way of German, and he, being basically driven to use it by desperation and loneliness for, like, purpose in life, he uses it and manages to commune with a old god known as the Great Moon Presence.
Moon Presence?
Now...
Love a bit of moon presence on a nighttime stroll.
Why did you say that so weirdly?
Oh, God.
There's a strange...
Oh, no.
There's a
I didn't
strange
know
quote
where
about...
that sentence was going.
There's a strange quote about the Great Old Ones where it's like, they're often sympathetic and those that reach out they will listen to.
Oh.
So they, like, basically, as German, like, tries to commune with the Moon Presence basically gives him purpose again
by like agony arms.
By shackling him to the Hunter's Dream.
Oh, no.
Now, the Hunter's Dream is where you, as a player, basically, like, go and level up and do all of your important things.
Yeah, essentially your home base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Firelink Shrine in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Basically... You are not the first hunter to be sent here, so German and his doll, who I think the Moon Presence brought to life, she is based on a real person, her design. She's based on, well, a real person in the Bloodborne? Oh. Yeah, in the Bloodborne universe. She's based on Lady Maria, who I didn't have time to look into, but if this goes over well, there might be more Bloodborne in the future.
Coming next Halloween.
Just wait till Christmas comes, oh boy. But yeah, German's tasked basically with guiding other hunters through the Hunter's Dream, and for some reason, I think what the Moon Presence wants is for German to guide a hunter through the Hunter's Dream and to kill Murgo, because that's like once you like. Kill Murgo's wet nurse and by extension Murgo, you come back and like the Hunter's Dream is on fire, so it's been like burned down because its purpose has been completed, at which point you can then go on and finish the game. But depending on what you do with the umbilical cords determines how you finish the game, basically. I don't know if people want a rundown of that because there are 3 and they are all quite weird.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Warning. Warning.
That was actually a clean take. I could put that on a fucking soundboard.
Yeah, could do.
So, after going through the Nightmare Realm and killing Murgo's wet nurse and Murgo, because the Moon Presence wants you because he's got his own agenda.
It's what the Moon Presence wants, what it really, really wants.
To be fair, that's the best way to describe it. All the different Great Ones, they all think differently and have their own agendas.
Isn't the moon presence also from the Zelda games?
Oh, it's the giant moon from Majora's Mask.
That's what I'm picturing.
I mean, it's more horrific than that. Give me a minute.
Have you seen, off topic, well, Colby, it's that. Have you watched Drawfee, Tom, where they do the Bloodborne bosses, having not seen him? Have you seen the moon presence for that?
I've definitely watched that. I can't quite remember what they drew for the moon.
It's a seductive moon with a cape.
It's
Was
not.
it-
It's
was
not
it where they
this
drew
that's
Max
coming
Knight?
in. But yeah,
Oh, God, no, it wasn't that. That doesn't look like a moon at all.
0
definitely
out
got
of 10.
presents.
No moon.
hold on.
0 out of 10 for moon. 10 out of 10 for presents.
So a 5 out of 10.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's a better image for you if you want moon presence. There's it in the sky.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's a bit more moon presence-esque.
Its presence is within the moon. Itself is not the moon.
So after defeating
Can't do it.
Murgo, and obviously that's what the moon presence wants, you can go and speak to German, and he gives you two options. He can either can free you from the hunter's dream, as he has the power, of which point, if you agree to this, you wake up in Yharnam and the hunt is over and you actually survived. You wake up in Yharnam to live another day. If you disagree with him and you don't want to be liberated, I guess, or you want more of that sweet old god knowledge, you can then fight. You then fight with German to the death. Sadly.
Oh.
At which point, yeah, I know German does not have it good in any way, shape, or form in this story.
No.
But yeah,
Pour one out for German.
if you beat German, the moon presence descends upon the hunter's dream, and basically forces you to take German's place, guiding other hunters through the hunter's dream.
Can't you shank the moon?
Yes, but only if you've eaten the other 3 umbilical cords.
Ah! Only if you've got brain eyes.
If you devour the 3 umbilical cords, you can resist.
Eyebrows.
I don't know. If you eat all the umbilical cords, you can resist the moon presence's presence, because you look at an old god and you're like, I don't know, fucking mesmerized or some shit.
Wowed by it.
You can't defeat me. I have placenta power.
What's that?
Is that just the moon person goes, what the fuck, and is so stunned by what
Okay,
you've done?
cut. What did you do? I don't know.
This isn't in the script.
At which point you then have a boss battle with the moon presence. And if you defeat the moon presence, you become a hunter of old gods. At which point you then ascend to become an old god. At which point you are born and like the doll just walks over and you've been like birthed as a weird fucking worm creature on the floor.
Oh, nice.
Huh.
And you actually ascend and actually do what most of humanity couldn't. Ascend.
So, are any of those good endings?
That's up for debate.
Well, the one that where you wake up and you've actually got away from the bullshit is probably pretty good.
Everything's still fucked around you, though.
And there are other hunters trying to go through this dream.
Yeah, but you got out.
That's,
You can move. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
it's one of those things where it's like, because there's a lot of debate with the Dark Souls endings as well, isn't it? Whether
Yes,
which of
which
those
one
is
the right
like
ending?
which of these is the morally good ending to do?
I think it's
Do you let the universe go on and suffer in pain, or do you actually snuff it out? Is the way I understand Dark Souls.
Yes, that's pretty much it.
And yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bare bones story of Bloodborne.
Damn.
Yeah, fair enough.
Every time you said Murgo, I had to resist the temptation going, Murgo.
I was just
Murgo
thinking,
is such a shit name!
Murloc.
Murgo is such a
I
shit...
choose you.
It doesn't help that there's a... I don't know if it's just a Hearthstone card or whether it's actually whipped from WoW, but there's actually a Murloc called Murgo McGurgle. Murgo McGurgle!
I loved Murga McGurgle in Harry Potter. I thought she was a great character.
But But yes, that is all I have brought to the table this week. I hope you all
Fantastic.
liked Lovecraft.
Oh,
I hope you like looking at these horrific pictures in Discord as well.
I mean, it's better than
that's good.
it's better than Hamara.
I'm
I'm
just gonna find you a picture of Michaelish as well, just because I hate that fucker. What I want? Yeah, that's the disturbing picture. That's the one I want. Tell me when I post this and thing. Tell me you don't look at this man and want to punch him in his fucking head.
be hard if his head's in a cage.
Oh my god.
God.
That facial expression.
How long is his neck?
The cage is so much longer than I expected it to be.
Oh yeah, the cage is like, imagine like a top hat. Like where a top hat would end, but it goes like under your neck.
Who actually managed to capture Tommy Wiseau?
Tommy Wiseau in the live adaptation of Bloodborne.
Oh no.
Playing Mikolas.
Who did this laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji?
As I say, because it pulled their consciousnesses into the nightmare realm, they all kind of went a bit fucking mad.
Just a tad.
He also like walks around the thing just talking about cause and asking for them to grant his eyes.
Oh, nice.
It's a shit boss fight, but and by shit I mean literally like you've got to chase him around until you chase him into the area you fight him.
Oh.
And then halfway around he like fucks off and you've got to do it again but into a different area.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's a shit fight. I only died once. And that's because he's got a bullshit AoE attack that kills you from anywhere.
I feel like that is just a lot of Bloodborne bosses.
You say that, the
Yeah.
boss afterwards, which was Murgo's Wet Nurse, which was the one that was built up to be the hardest, I didn't die on.
Oh, good.
I beasted
How
it.
does the Orphan of Cos fit into all of that?
It's just another old one.
Ah,
There was another, like, old one that was... The Orphan of Cos was obviously, like, a being birthed from Cos, who was another great one.
right, yeah.
Although there's a weird thing where in the DLC you find the corpse of Cos washed up on a beach.
Huh.
And that's where you...
Weird.
If you remember me, like, playing the Orphan of Cos boss fight...
Yes, I remember what
There was
song
the big...
you beat
There was
it
the...
to.
There was the big, like... The big, like, mound of flesh thing in the middle of the
Yes.
fight. That's Cos.
Oh.
Because, like, y'all didn't see the cutscene, but the Orphan of Cos crawls out of that damn thing.
Oh,
And then just
no.
proceeds to cry while staring at the lake until you approach him.
Oh.
Nice.
And then proceeds to beat the shit out of you.
With whatever it is on his hand.
I thought it was an amygdala arm, but it's not.
Ah.
Cosm. Yeah.
Just
What?
cost.
Oh, you just reminded me. That is fucking... I hate Michael Ash's voice as well. Let me see if I can find you a voice. Where's YouTube?
Alright, Tom, do you want to take us into what it is you've done?
Yes.
Take us in.
You sure you don't want to listen to Mikalish first?
You don't, you'll hate his accent.
I'm good. I might
He
listen to
sounds
him
like he says
afterwards.
governor a lot.
Governor!
He says grant his eyes a lot. I know that fucking much.
He's got eyes.
And
deal with
some say Cosm.
So, my topic for this Halloween spooky special is a true event that happened a few years ago. Between the months of August and October, a strange phenomena occurred. All around the globe, dozens, if not hundreds of people reported and recording sightings of one of the most terrifying creatures known to man, the clown.
Oh no!
Right.
Is the Great Clown Plague of 2016.
Honestly, for a minute, Tom, I thought you were going to the Buccaneer. I was like, I can't be shamed like this online. I was like, oh, got the timeline, so line up.
Oh,
Somewhere between August and October, a rogue man was seen rowing his boat
Shut up, shut up, shut
Down
up.
Hull High Street.
No.
and onto the railway tracks where he proceeded to Edinburgh. Many people were confused, but
Oh, no.
that didn't actually happen, just FYI, but in our hearts it did.
just in case any listeners thought that might have happened.
Well, To be honest, I did lose 40 minutes, so we don't know exactly.
That was a very, very packed 40 minutes.
I didn't make it to Edinburgh, that's all I know.
40 minutes.
Anyway.
40 minutes by train's enough to get from Hull to Doncaster.
Horse thudding on the metal tracks.
I
So often
definitely
you
heard
do-
you say horse thudding on the metal.
All study on the metal track.
That's my new death metal album coming soon.
Right,
Anyway.
clowns and plague. Let's go.
Yes. So, 2016, a very strange year, but perhaps one of the strangest events was this. Loads of people were seeing clowns everywhere. No one quite knew why at the time, but it
We
was
now know
certainly
it was a
happening.
predecessor to the Trump election.
Someone at my college wanted to go hunt them down, and he wanted to get people to join, and we just went, we can't be asked, my friend, so...
When he
just,
says
yeah.
hunt them down,
Yeah,
Bloodborne style.
yeah.
With a gun in one hand and a foldable sword in the other.
I think it was more for a baseball bat, but yes. Anyway...
Oh. So I looked into sort of what the origin of this phenomena, I guess is the right word to use,
Yes. Yeah.
was. And our story begins on August 1st, 2016. Pictures went viral of a sinister clown roaming around an empty car park underneath a bridge in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Of course it's fucking
These
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
everything
Wisconsin!
starts in Wisconsin.
Is that like... That feels like the only thing that's ever happened in Wisconsin.
Hold on, let me consult
Oh,
Wikipedia.
Wisconsin.
We probably were in the Civil War, maybe. Anyway.
We're not entirely sure.
I hope you go on the Wikipedia page and it just says, yeah, it was just the clown thing, nothing else. History of Wisconsin.
Keep scrolling, buddy.
So this Wisconsin sighting was the first instance. The pictures went viral, spreading across the internet, and also found their way into news broadcasts. Shortly afterwards, a Facebook page was created claiming that this clown was named Gags. Gags the clown.
Gags.
I don't like that. It's
Gags
clowning
the clown.
that's
That
bad.
sounds more like an instruction than anything.
Gags.
Gag the
Oh
clown.
no, we've got to Gags the clown so he can't cast a spell on us.
Because clowns are like witches, you see.
If we dunk them and they drown, it means they weren't a witch.
Clowns are just daytime witches.
Daytime. Why is he under a bridge at night?
Hey, you know what floats and also honks? A goose. So that's how you check that they're not clowns. Like, oh no, not witches, not witch clowns. Just drown them, I guess. All I'm saying is drown clowns.
Drown the
That's my-
clowns, okay.
Drown the clown.
Oh.
Drown the clown.
Drown
I'm
the
not-
clown.
On that, some,
Imagine starting that chant at a circus. Just seeing the people in the middle of the ring just look terrified. Just, as echoous, raucous laughter. Drown that clown around the edge. That's horrifying. Anyway. Also, Wisconsin's pretty much only famous for cheese.
I mean,
and,
is it
to-
good cheese?
and tornado
No, it's
disasters,
Wisconsin.
according to what I'm
Cheese and
looking
clowns.
at.
It's American cheese. It's not going to be good.
Oh god.
So, in time, it was revealed that this was a publicity stunt for a short horror film named Gags, revolving around the clown of the same name. Gags was later made into a feature film after the mass hysteria of clown sightings, which was released in 2018.
Do we know if
It
it was any
has
good?
It has 4.6 out of 10 on IMDb and 43% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That is a level that is adequate.
Is it?
No.
Isn't that like
I would
C-grade
call that
horror?
below average.
I don't know if that's C grade. C grade is
But
average. It's D grade horror.
C for clown.
C for clown.
Clown grade horror.
Clown grade horror.
I found this
Clown
title,
clown.
boys, unless we come up with something better.
I'm sure we'll find something.
So, while not receiving great reviews, it can't be denied that Gags the Clown did have an impact on the world. Following the Wisconsin report, several copycat incidents began to be reported all over the globe,
Don't call
with
it
clown
copycats.
sightings increasingly...
Make him You make him sound like a
Copy
serial
clowns.
killer already. Only
copycat,
serial killers have copycats.
The copycat
Everyone else
clown
has
killers.
tribute acts.
Tribute. No,
I
I'm not
think
a
this falls
murderer. I'm
somewhere
a
in
tribute
between.
act.
Oh,
You did murder his songs, though. That's not
Gags.
funny.
No, sorry. This is just a cover of Ted Bundy's work.
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be the Zodiac Killer. Oh, we shouldn't laugh.
No.
Oh, I think this is him, the actual image of him. I'll put it in the Discord.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
Gags.
Gags the clown.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Gags.
I prefer looking at Mikolash, if I'm honest.
He's just kind of there.
Oh, wow. That's
Got
not
black
ominous.
balloons. I assume they're black, it's hard to
There
tell in
he
the
is.
light.
I'm
He
not-
looks very
honest-
small in this. The way
It
this
looks
image
like
is.
somebody's
framed.
caught him mid-stroll.
I
Honestly,
think you had to say mid-stroke.
honestly, I'm surprised. I think this is the first bald clown I've ever seen.
There you go.
It's not a real clown if he's bald.
He looks like he's been scalped
Real
in that.
It
clowns
actually
have
does.
hair.
Scalp the
Oh,
clown.
no.
Scalp
It's,
the clown.
it's
It's a
shadow from the
balloon
balloon.
shadow.
Yeah.
It's a,
I thought you said moon shadow.
from the moon
It's the-
presence.
I'm gonna
No,
say
no,
the moon
this is-
presence has come to
This
guide
is
Gags the
balloon
clown through the
presence.
hunter's dream.
Oh. So,
Anyway.
the clown sightings increased dramatically in the run-up to October and, of course, Halloween, because clowns are a popular Halloween monster.
When did
Yeah.
the It remake come out?
2019?
2018.
2018 and
I
2019?
think 2018
Yeah.
was the first one. I
Or
think.
maybe 2017 was the first one.
2017, 2019, because we
yeah.
saw it last year.
Some
did.
of this actually was
2017. 2017.
some of these clown sightings were allegedly also publicity stunts for the It reboot.
I guess
can
they
buy
saw
that,
it. And
yeah.
were like, yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
Well, no, I think he means like,
but
the
of-
actual producers actually
Yeah.
put them out, made them do it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Someone, yeah.
They made
Yeah.
me do it. I didn't want to
They
be
made me dress up as
Pennywise.
a clown. Somebody tried to drown me. They kept chanting.
They forced me to chew the arm off a small boy.
My teeth are blunt now. Which implies they were sharp before.
Oh, it sounds like you should have drowned that clown.
So yes, unknown individuals would dress up as clowns and linger menacingly in car parks, driveways, outside people's homes, and places of business.
So basically, they're teenagers with the strange fashion
Aggressive
sense.
loitering, yes.
Yeah, whether they were publicity stunts for horror movies, or just people getting in on the hype, or just people being arseholes, as people are wont to do.
Yes.
The most prominent clown cases were across the USA, specifically in one of our favorite states, South Carolina.
Hell yeah!
I think you mean L, yeah.
Hell yeah! All
South
of me from
Carolina.
South Carolina.
I like we
where
didn't
the
get that as a mistake.
clowns
Hey,
come all
although
day.
Gags is over there and he's coming at us with clown makeup. Drown to clown!
Clowns.
Drown
Well,
to
Clowns down the
clown!
mine.
Why is Gags dressed like that? Is that some sort of crime mime?
Crime mime!
That's amazing.
That is amazing!
Took the last 30 seconds to think of that.
Oh, that's really good.
There were also prominent sightings across the UK and in Australia, but I have the full list of countries where clowns were sighted from Wikipedia.
Sorry, I'm still laughing at crime.
Would you like to
Don't
hear-
mind me.
We broke Corby.
I'm just picturing a Mr. Mime with a knife and a gun.
That's one of
Mr.
them
Mime, as he was
Bloodborne.
originally intended.
The Detective Pikachu took a weird turn.
Mr. Mime has entered the hunter's dream.
They call me Mr. Crime now.
Oh, sorry, Tom. You were saying.
Where were they?
The complete list of countries where clown sightings were reported. There are 19 of these, so I'm just going to rattle them off in one go.
Go for it.
Australia, Brazil, Canada, Chile, Croatia, Denmark, Finland, Germany, Ireland, Mexico, New Zealand, the Netherlands, Norway, Singapore, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, and the United States.
Hey!
So
There were
basically,
some real outliers there. Like,
basically, Asia didn't want anything to do with it, is what you're saying.
Singapore.
Singapore?
That's true. The rest of Asia. I know there's a weird thing where Japan view clowns differently than everyone else. They look at clowns and don't understand why people are scared of them.
Yeah. I mean,
Look, it's just unnatural, is what I'm saying.
I guess they've got a long tradition of people, actors in masks and makeup. Though,
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
Actually, yeah, they did a lot of that with the Shogun stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
But the Shogunates had the weird face paints and stuff.
They did. But anyway,
But yes.
also Norway, people just freezing to death in a fucking
Norway.
It did say Sweden as well.
Scandinavia got in on it.
Yeah.
Lots of dead clowns in the street.
And Denmark and Finland. So yes, the impact of the clowns.
Thud.
At this point, I would.
Did someone hit them with a car?
Or trying to get away, probably.
I did actually see a video of that. Of someone hit someone with a clown.
Yeah.
With a car. Yeah, that was.
Stop going on 4chan.
At this point, I would like to acknowledge.
Sorry. Oh, shut up. That'll be good.
The honking of both car horn and clown horn. The whole neighborhood.
I think I'm taking
The driver of the car got out to inspect the damage, as did the passenger, as did the other passenger, as did the other passenger, as did the other passenger with the clown car.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm taking that joke more better than the other two because I have heard that one before, but...
Oh no.
Anyway, at this point I'd like to acknowledge, while this is, for the most part, quite a funny incident, quite a few people were actually attacked, threatened, or otherwise traumatized by people dressed as clowns.
You had to fucking ruin it!
I'd feel bad if I just completely glossed over that aspect of it. But I am going to keep things light for the most part.
This is why we can't have
Just
nice
wanna
things.
Acknowledge the sad part.
You know, some negative stuff happened. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
No, give it half an hour and I'm done.
That's John's domain.
One impact of this event. So last year, comedian John Mulaney did a kids' comedy special for Netflix called John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch, which is a bizarre piece of media in of itself.
That is a strange name.
I hate it.
Its relevance to this story is that during it, one of the children got interviewed and said that their worst fear is clowns, and they cite specifically this event as the probable cause of that fear.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, to be
also the technical fear. The technical name for fear of clowns is coulrophobia.
It is.
Sounds like a bad disease.
Also, cholera sounds like
Well,
it should be a brand of
that's clowns.
toothpaste.
Coulrophobia.
The more you say it, the more I think we're saying cholera-ophobia.
Yeah.
Coulrophobia.
Fear of cholera.
That's just common sense, I think.
As to some of the more light-hearted or funny or just strange impacts that the clown phenomena had, obviously it became an internet meme. And here are a few things that
as does
Wikipedia
most
lists.
things in 2016, let's be real.
That is completely true. So, Wikipedia's list of clown consequences.
Okay.
Clown sequences?
I love that this has its own Wikipedia page.
Yeah, it's called 2016 Clown Sightings, the Wikipedia page, but I much prefer
sounds like a
the Great
bad
Clown
cryptid
Pandemic.
site.
So,
It does, and I frequent creepypasta.
Yeah.
here are some of the effects. Randy Christensen, the president of the World Clown Association, spoke out against the idea of clowns being used to frighten people, circuses, and...
Has he not seen it?
Clearly not seen it.
I have. Pennywise can Cossack dance really well.
Really well.
Circuses, and I quote, other clown-related businesses were affected.
Doesn't say how.
Why did it sound like
not
you sound like a news reporter with that one. More clown and clown-related businesses were affected. More on this story at 10.
I clicked on the reference for
Clown-related
that.
businesses. It just got to me.
I clicked on the reference for that, and it was from an article in October 2016 by the New Zealand Herald, how the creepy clown craze is killing the entertainment profession. Okay. Huh.
Oh. The craze was linked to a significant increase in sales of clown suits in and around Glasgow.
Around Glasgow specifically.
Oh, he would get beaten the fuck out of.
New Zealand stores withdrew clown costumes from their shelves, and several school districts in the USA, in California, New Jersey, and Ohio specifically, issued a blanket ban on clown costumes and clown masks.
The smart
The village
states.
of the village of
Yeah, no.
Memramcook in New Brunswick asked residents not to dress up as clowns on Halloween, which is a little less severe than a blanket ban. But then again, New Brunswick is in Canada, so they're going to be a bit more
smarter.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, when you said there was some violent incidences, these weren't the places they occurred, was it?
No, this was just presumably they were in America.
I think they occurred all over.
I just thought, because with these specific ones putting out like blanket bans and everything else, I'm like, they didn't have to do that because something horrific happened there, did they?
They probably did. That's probably why.
Of course, that's what makes sense.
What have you discovered, John?
No, I was reading the next title down, which I think Tom should read out as his thing. It's hilarious.
Oh, yes, that. Well, finally, my personal favourite consequence of the clowning craze. In October 2016, McDonald's decided that Ronald McDonald would keep a lower profile as a result of the incidents.
What was he doing before?
Where the hell did you find that?
Lower profile? Ronald, your activities are too well known.
But who will stop the Hamburglar now?
The McDonald's signal was smashed. Detective Gordon said no more Ronald.
Signal? What was
The McClown rises.
Is it? What is it? Just a symbol of childhood obesity? I don't know. No, it was the one down from the clown costume bands where it said threatened clown purge and aftermath. That was the one I was laughing at.
Yes.
Purge the clown.
We don't care about the purges. We want to hear about what Ronald McDonald's doing now.
Exactly, that's better. I hope he's going all right. He's doing all right now. I mean, a lot of people have lost.
I
their
haven't
jobs
seen him recently, so I think he OD'd in the bins behind me.
The thing is, one day he forgot to feed Grimace. One day he forgot to feed Grimace, and he just ate him.
Grimace ate Ronald, and all that was left was his squeaky nose and his wig.
Actually, Ronald McDonald has
caused all the children to grimace.
Ronald McDonald has been in the news recently because in a shared PR move between Burger King and McDonald's, the Burger King and Ronald McDonald kissed each other in a Love Wins ad campaign.
Oh, that's nice. After so many years, Ronald's finally found
I'm
somebody.
not gonna lie.
It never works to get out getting mixed up with royalty.
I'm not gonna lie. The Burger King terrifies me more than Ronald McDonald actually.
I love the Burger King.
Well, he is royalty, so he has more power.
I love the chaotic neutral energy of Burger King.
To me, the Burger King embodies the fear that what too much Botox does to a person.
So very specific.
Wait.
You know what I mean, though?
What?
You know what I mean, though, with how plastic he looks?
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, okay, kids, don't do Botox, so this is what's gonna fucking happen to you.
Apparently, during the late 1960s and early 1970s, they had an animated version of the Burger King known as the Kurger Bin. Kurger Bin.
Oh,
I don't
hate
like
that.
I hate
That's
it.
bad.
Oh.
I love that they described the modern Burger King as the creepy iteration of the Burger King.
They're not wrong!
Since then.
I've told you!
So yeah, fair.
Kids, this is why we shouldn't be injecting snake venom into our faces.
Oh no.
Have you seen it?
They made the Burger King do fucking Movember. Look at that. Put it up for the people.
No.
Oh, God, that's bad.
He looks like Paul McGann.
He really does.
Okay, I wouldn't be scared of seeing a clown out about possibly Burger King.
Yeah.
I am now imagining a terrifying alternate reality where instead of people dressed as clowns, it was people dressed as the Burger King.
Look at that! Someone delivering Uber Eats. Look at that!
Oh, I hate it.
The soulless fucking
absolutely
eyes.
hate it.
Oh.
I'd like to once again change my answer to the opening question of this episode.
No one wants to be chased by the Burger King.
Who I'm most afraid of, Burger King.
Good bit. Good bit.
Oh, Christ, fuck. Sorry. Some of these images are terrifying.
I mean, it's the Burger King. Of course they are.
I know, but you'll... just the gifs and just...
I would like to apologise. Oh my god! Oh god, no!
Why? What's happening in that one?
Am I going to
back and forward?
Why
He
is
sneaks
he-
behind...
Am I putting a jump scare warning on this episode? What are we doing?
I would like to warn in advance and apologise in advance to the people watching this on YouTube for the pictures Corby's going to be putting in.
I'm not
If he can
sorry.
stomach looking at them.
I can't stomach the Burger King staring back at me. Is the issue?
When you stare into the void, the Burger King stares back.
I'm just gonna. Okay, I'm just gonna read out one last thing about Burger King. This was 2017. Burger King ad angers real-life Belgian royal family. Apparently, there was an ad that invited people to choose between the country's King Philip and the company's mascot, and it said, "Ask those who choose Philip, are you sure he won't be the one to cook your fries?" And they actually got really annoyed. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh god.
Anyway,
Was it Matthew next?
Oh my god.
it was.
Yeah.
I just have a last
sorry.
ending.
Oh, apologies.
Since 2016, the clown sightings have dwindled, and soon after pretty much disappeared altogether. And that is how a publicity stunt for an amateur horror film got really out of hand, snowballing into a worldwide mass hysteria event and one of the strangest footnotes in the history of 2016.
I mean, at least we know what caused it.
God.
What it's
damn.
they also I think they might think now I think about it. 2016 was I think the third Purge film came out then.
Ah.
So that probably might have had a bit of a link to it too, with like
Yeah.
people fucking around with masks and like. Although
I mean-
it definitely was much more influential because it's
Yeah.
an actual clown man thing.
It was
dear.
actually a somewhat scary film. Well, that was quite the bit. Now, this is Corby just jumping in post-production to let you know that this recording went on for a good long time. So we all came to the decision that it was better to split this special into 2 parts. So if you're watching this, listening to this, podcasts are weird. If you're listening to this live, as in the day it goes up, the next part will be up tomorrow. So if you're not following us on your preferred place to listen to podcasts, be that iTunes, Spotify, or you actually watch us on the YouTubes, make sure you follow us to know when the other part goes up. And if you've just stumbled upon us, then this announcement means nothing to you, and you can just go straight to the next episode. So, yeah.